Good evening, guys and gals and non-binary pals. Tonight we have a free enterprise race for you. We've got Frankie Bones and good old Johnny B, John Birckhead. Tonight's restream team is LSL doing the restreaming, Noobtree doing the tracking, and my co-commentator, NG Dave. How's it going, Dave? This thing on? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Hello, my push-to-talk decided it didn't want to work anymore. I'm doing great, Tybalt. Tech issues aside. Yeah, I do see we've got a lovely Eddie hero. We love seeing the Bard.
Oh, give us that spoon. Gotta get that spoon. We have a starting spoon, because that would be really nice to give that power Edward some early on power.
Both these racers 3-1. We are playing for a potential first round bye in the upcoming brackets, and playing to not have to play in a play-in game.
Yeah, I know. In personal aspect, I've raced against one of these people. I've raced against Frankie Bones in previous tournaments. As it goes for Johnny B, I haven't really raced them, and they're in my group. I kind of sneaked by having to race Johnny B, so definitely something curious to watch if I can make it on going on in the future to go about the competition.
And looking at our objectives, we have a 2 behind the darkness today. Pretty average.
Yeah, Masamune Altar there, and the Giant of Babel, which everybody loves the Giant of Babel.
I do see everyone's favorite objective, Complete Cave Magnus, on the list.
Hey, don't you just love the music check? Because you get all that 400 different songs out there. Oh, so wonderful.
Oh yeah, and just watching Eddie heroically walk over there, it's the best part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Gets up just to play some sweet music. But our other objectives, we've got the classic forge button there. So for all of our Zemus zones, we have to forge that sword for one of them. Sealed cave, cure the sand ruby, destroy the super cannon, and return the pan to Yang's wife. But it looks like we're off here, so let's go see who our partner is. Oh, almost 600. Okay, I wasn't sure on the number. So we got a quack kid there for our partner, and a hook.
The hook is interesting to start with.
You know, I'd almost be willing to check the hook character early on, and then hear me out. Reason being, there could be a Porum there, and that would give you an early twin.
That is true.
You know, that or an edge, get both Eddies on the team. Make that overworld just a little bit easier. But we'll definitely see where our runners are going to go here. This is kind of like a mixed up party. Like, you want your dancing daggers, but you also want some of the high tier mage gear that you can find in Eblin Castle. So we'll have to see where our runners go.
We have some divergence immediately in our looting.
Yeah, we got Frankie doing the old classic for Blue Gauntlet looting here, looting out Baron. We see a Young against Mom Bomb here.
That's just gross. John hitting pay dirt for the early loot in
Leviathan. Whew.
I'm interested in that dancing dagger.
Yeah, that too.
The two dancing daggers. That is, you can just go now. That's one on each of the starters.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter who that third character is down there in the hook route. We've got the power. Like I said, getting a white mage just a little bit of experience, get that cure 2, maybe get him up to blink, hopefully, if you have to go down that hook route. Ooh, and Frankie not looting, not getting all that wonderful dancing daggers down there.
Well played, and then tried the dancing daggers.
Yeah. Good one. But I mean, Dave, were you exactly thinking about heading with this party, between both these brothers, what we have for loot? Are you thinking about that hook route character, or you just want to start blowing up the overworld with these dancing daggers?
With 2 dancing daggers, the entire northern overworld is now free.
Yeah, it looks like we have we've had 2 scoops of vanilla here. We got a vanilla Young and a vanilla Octomom.
It's especially free because we know where Valvalis is. You don't got to worry about the spin.
Yeah. That's always nice to know exactly where she is, so you don't have to worry about making sure you have a cane in your party to take her out of that spin. But,
There's a twin.
There's our twin. So Johnny B making objectively the correct play here and gets that early twin. So we've got twin power online. Dancing Dagger's twin, like, yeah, more so the overworld is just free.
Until Bigan decides to do that's your Porum.
Yeah, that hurts. Look, it's a small child. She needs a nap.
Answer a question in chat. We checked that spot in case it's exactly demissed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with demist being on the table, you've got a hook. You're looking for a way of getting out of having to do this hook route. And so you're going to check the oddball spots of Waterfall or Mist Cave. Are you someone who is willing to check the first boss of Zot?
No. I don't think I've ever done that. If I lose to it, so be it.
All right, let's say we have a Sparkle here. So was it 1 in 6 chance of it being Wyvern there?
It could be a Wyvern there. If that's a Wyvern, that means there's a magma key somewhere on the overworld.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's a magma key behind a demist that's Zot 1. Or not Zot 1.
Yeah, hook one of us. Let's be real trolly here. Let's just put demist at good old King Queen Evelyn. Therefore, you have to walk down there, see its demist, see its Wyvern, go, do I walk all the way back to go get this magma key? Or a path towards magma key?
You had talked about potentially getting a white mage from the hook route. It really didn't matter which route you took to your first character. You were getting a white mage.
Yeah, but Frankie just picked up a heroin robe for that Rosa. Heroin robe plus aim?
Woo. Pretty good.
Yeah.
We have power from both runners in different ways. Frankie's gonna have the heroin robe for Rosa, and John's got twin.
Yeah, we've got magic versus physical. As long as bandana, heroin robe, get a decent bow. I think I saw like an archer bow. We're hoping for like an elven. We've seen charm. Yeah, that Rose is going to be doing some work. Looks like we got a dance party down here in Antlion. Doing some extra damage here on, I'll just mile on with the Dancing Dagger, and hopefully that Flare will take out the rest. If not...
One more Dancing Dagger should finish the job here.
Yep. Always want to check these gated item shops here and weapon shops. You can find some decent gear. We see an Ogre Axe, we see an Earth Hammer here. So we fight a Sid or like a Cane or a Cecil, we have better weaponry for them.
That'll be at least useful for the Yang once we go get him.
Yeah, I mean, Catclaw, one of his best weapons besides the Forge weapon, so gives Yang a bit better offense. Even though most of his stuff is all buttoned by levels.
Nice find in the hook route item shop.
Yeah, Cure 3s and illusions.
Everything that item shop is white mage in just white mage in a can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even to think about it, like you have illusions in the shop now. As it's been stated in our previous races here, if you don't know, that the most common grind here is to do a Mac Giant grind. Now, you usually want a mage to be able to cast Blink, but if you can buy them, you know, do you really care if your white mage has Blink?
And your white mage could be focusing on other things like putting charm arrows in your target.
Exactly. As we see, yeah, Bandana, Archer, Heroine, moving Rosa off of that center slot, going to be utilizing that aim. If you use Rose with aim while she's in the center slot, you can sometimes overflow the accuracy and give yourself.
That's exactly what it does. Your 255 hit becomes, I believe it's 62, 63-ish. Whatever 1/4 of 255 is.
Look, it's a well-coded game, okay? There's nothing, and well, there's our demist. Never mind.
That That is a double waiting for us in Fabul.
Yeah. And that's a spicy Demus. You know, a lot of people, it comes up to a toss-up, like, do I do an early Fabul or do I wait until I have the pan? You know? And that's what it comes to. And I think a lot of people now are subscribing to just do Fabul early.
Yep.
There's really not a point of waiting until you have the pan.
We did see on Frankie's side opting not to take the Forum.
Yeah, I mean, we've already got a white mage.
This could be preserving a slingshot later on Porum. This could be... Oh, that is some delicious RNG on John's side. 2 Comet rolls.
Man, Johnny B just getting those twin casts. Yeah, I think it'll be, preserving a slingshot. May not worry too much about having the twin spell casting. And then we have a sand rupee.
That's an objective. So
yeah.
We're probably going to do that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, especially it would give us a little bit of knowledge here on what's really going to want to do something next. Is doing something like Ordeal is going to be something earlier on the play to change the Cecil into the Paladin.
Plus, I would want to do the Sand Ruby right away because it drops you off right in the neighborhood to check Demus before you forget about it. Not that any of us in booth have ever done that before.
No, never. I've never done a Demus at, Ordeals 2 or in the changing room and gotten something like Earth Crystal and just like, what about it, Demus? She doesn't exist.
And that's like, where's my mood? Oh no.
Yeah. Where's my progression? Oh.
Where's my Darkness Crystal? Oh no.
We've got a dupe Yang here sitting there, so where's all my characters? Why so many dupes? No, I've only seen one dupe, but it kind of hurts a little bit to see a dupe early on. Like, you want to fill out your party and not really see early dupes. At least that's my thought process on that. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, especially it's a gated character spot. You're hoping to track down that edge.
Yeah. Hey, what are we going to be buying in here? Change rod? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Frankie making his way over to Fabul to take on Demus.
And maybe pick up a couple kamikazes. Yeah. And we were fast enough to beat Kaipo Lady. Yeah, not so much in these shops. I mean, these pro shops are just barren.
That was one of the shops of all time.
Oh. There was nothing. And here we are straight into Miss Village to check that Demus before we ever forget about it.
And that's why I do the Sand Ruby right there, even though it's a dupe, because it's right on the way to Demus. It routes in just perfectly.
Mm-hmm. But now it comes up to the choice of Baron in or Ordeals. Yeah.
I'm thinking just all of Baron right now.
Yeah. Pick up a bonk stick and a charm clog, so we know we have that young. Yeah. Do we go up Ordeals from an extra experience or go directly into Baron Inn?
Using Ordeals. Frankie hitting a missed phase over here.
Oof. I mean, nothing wrong with going up Ordeals. We do start with 1 or 2 sirens here. We could pop off one of those, get our kid possibly up to Virus to make doing those Baron checks just a little bit faster.
Unfortunately, we know that Baron in 1 check is always going to be slow because Mom Bomb there is annoying.
Yeah. Not much on the health aspect, so I mean, can be pretty quick on that.
No, but you have to sit through and wait for the explode because you're not doing the extra 10k there.
No, you're not. Yep, and there's a siren pop. Gonna get some double oaths. Couple dancing daggers to the face.
I like this play with, especially because they started with 2 sirens. Why pop a siren for Lilith here? Early XP. It gets Palom closer to Virus. closer to mostly virus. We're trying to get virus
Yeah.
on Palom. It's just such a huge power spike.
Yeah, having virus for the Quack Kid is like you think of Palom in general. Like his power spikes are you get him to virus, then the next power spike is to Quack, and then it's to Nuke basically. But those two spells are pivotal for the Quack Kid.
Yeah. Virus is basically double the power of a tier 2 elemental with no casting delay.
And it's non-elemental, so if you're fighting something like Ruby or Kanazo, you don't have to worry about those.
Or Pale Dim.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about those elemental resistances. Speak of the devil, he shall appear.
Now, this is something we're not to use virus on. This is one fire 2 and you're out.
Yeah. Yeah, me a virus and maybe a virus and we're out. Depending. Nope.
That is very, very gone.
Yeah, that you don't need to. Ruby, Kanazo, and Vile, do they actually really exist? Oh.
Is it?
No, there was no delay in that at all. That was Water Hag. So now we know the next, blue robe we see gonna be the fun gauntlet.
Rip the dream of one of the most annoying gauntlets in the game.
It can be annoying.
Annoying, not dangerous. Just because the zombie dance party gets 7 punches before you get to take an action.
Yeah. I think Frankie was going to check the item there in the Chocobo Forest, but missed it and hit a Chocobo instead.
Sometimes you just want to take a little ride on a bird. I get it.
And it was like, say rooting for, Baron into Gauntlet. No. Let's have the runners go through pain and either make it Masa Altar or everybody's favorite Crystal Sword Altar.
I thought you were going to say Sealed Cave. Gating the darkness.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too. But I mean, at least with the Crystal Sword Altar, you have to fight Fatal Eyes, which have a ton of experience.
More HP than they should have, I believe is what you're going to say.
Yeah, more HP. 25,000 HP. That's more than most bosses that are on the moon. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, missed the item there.
Just a black shirt, so Palom's happy.
I'm happy, and we get a free fight. We're just gonna dance our way through this fight.
Any of the one leading the stance?
Yeah. I mean, we can dance if you want to. Yeah.
Yes, you can leave your soldiers behind.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're gonna retreat. Well, more of the officers gonna retreat, but. Somebody said they'll take the Fatal Eye over an Evil Mask. It depends who is in my party. If I've got a Sid or a Young, I'm gonna take that Evil Mask over the Fatal Eye any day of the week.
Agreed. We meme about the boss altar gauntlet. Everything there has a weakness of some sorts.
Yeah, so it's 2 Evil Masks, Behemoth, Evil Mask, Red Dragon, or Double Red D, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, it's Evil Mask, Behemoth, Evil Mask, single red, double red.
Yeah.
And that's why you're saying the real meme is number 4, that's single red. Because that Heat Ray will do very bad things to you.
Yep.
But the rest of that gauntlet, nowhere near as scary as you think.
No. And the most annoying thing about the Crystal Sword is the Fatal Eye having so much health.
And the blue dragon's resisting everything.
Except fire. What we have, you know.
They're one of the few enemies I believe they resist the crystal sword, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They resist holy. They resist the holy sword and absorb white. Don't ask me how I know.
Someone's tried casting white on them.
Look, I had 2 white mages in my party, okay? Like, what am I gonna do for damage? Not the light spell.
Rankings decided on a different way of leading this dance. Throw rage is the problem.
Not a bad idea.
I believe that's closer to the electric slide.
It's still a dance. So, we're happy. Maybe taking a little bit longer. It might be, you know, just time even there against Johnny B. And, well...
Ooh, that is a free Farron 2.
So free. The thing is with Palma's virus, it might actually be faster to actually cast the spells against them.
It is. This spot is slow.
So, I mean, with Eddie being so fast, like, it's going to be faster just to take him out.
Yeah, do the 2,000 to each of them and call it a day.
Yeah. And no, the fact that Johnny B is sitting here and knowing that it's faster to take out the Queen out rather than letting the script play out is some high level knowledge there.
The thing is, the Baron in 2 spot is very, very slow, like 4 to 7 agility. If they lower, it's going to take approximately 1 eternity to get to the fading out script.
Well, now comes a choice, Dave. We have an Earth Crystal now. Do we rate that treasury? Do we go up Zot before doing Baron?
What does this party gain from raiding the treasury right now?
Sork robe, Stardust rods, maybe a better bow.
Stardust is the real hit.
Power shirt.
Yeah, power shirt, Zeus gauntlet.
Yeah.
But Yang's not really online yet. Stardust is probably the big hit. You've already got a black shirt.
The Sork robes won't be bad either, though, for our white mages and the black mage. Some extra defense there. Crystal ring.
True. There's good stuff, but I don't think it's enough of a power spike to deviate from just clearing where you are.
Yeah, we have that Val we have to worry about, though. And we really don't have much physical damage.
True. Is that a perfect magic defense spot when it's spinning?
You know, I'm not 100% sure. However, if you want to check out our wiki out on the Free Enterprise website, we do have that information on all of the spots that Val has perfect magic defense. So let's go ahead and take a quick gander here. You guys have resources.
Well, he's saying it's 254, so yeah, you're not getting through that without Quake.
Yeah.
And Quake is the 50-50 chance to just do 1.
Mm-hmm. So
I'll check it out. Yeah, maybe I do like this play more just for the characters.
Yeah. Reheal, characters, bunch of live sets, treasury. Can be a huge boon. We already know 5 characters out of the 11 that are in play. Well, 10 actually, since we already have an Edward.
There's the Sork robe we were talking about.
Yeah, Silent Staff, Charm Rod, Black Belt, Defense Sword.
Very Kane out of 10.
Yeah, Kane. Or Cecil, one of the two. I mean, you could say Ryu with that Dragon Whip, since you already have that Heroine robe. Well, I definitely think checking this spot as well before we go on that hook route. We've seen it at the Sparkle, 1 in 6 chance of it being Wyvern. A lot of runners just like checking everything possible before going down that hook route. Because hook routes are the worst.
If there's an NPC right on the hook route that tells you this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're staring down a hook route. Launch Falcon's not an objective. You're doing everything you can to not do that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've already got the character. We know Zemus isn't down there. Let's see if we can find another way to continue on. We also found a tiara as well on Johnny B's side. So we've definitely got some extra stat boost in there. Yeah, I mean,
we got a sparkle here.
Well, okay. Well, it's pale down, so at least we got virus.
Yeah, speaking of things that virus is very good against.
Mm-hmm. Not really going to be using the berserk here. Definitely going to be using bluff here.
No, we don't feel like getting doot back at us every time we swing with berserk.
But doot. It's such a nice little tune, you know?
It is until you hear it for like 10 minutes straight.
Walk. At least it's not the same as the you get from D-Mist.
That's a stunt I haven't pulled off yet.
We've got a couple characters berserked in it's in mist phase. Yeah, no, it's fine. You got 9k HP to get through here. Gotta take a bit.
Yeah, JP, who would take a 10-minute Pilgrim fight? I don't know.
Ooh, found our life potions here in good old Troya. All right, I'll order through that and that veil then very quickly. So, I mean, that knocks down another possible boss for that sparkle on the hook route.
Being more likely it's Wyvern.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's getting less likely it's Wyvern.
Well, it's hard to say. We know that Baron, if Baron's a Magma Key, we know that Sparkle is not a Wyvern. So that leaves something like Plague or Pogo. Ugh. This party? Ugh. Even with the Sid. Ugh.
Yeah, speaking of Sids.
Look. We're going to find a Cecil up here, and we're not going to take the Sid.
Because I believe this... Does this mean Sid joins the party? Oh, it's a dupe.
Yeah, it's a dupe. Yeah, Sid actually joins the party right away.
But, you know, that means we get to use him and then need him later.
Oh, yeah. I think we have some decent gear for him. I think we got like a poison axe or something like that. The problem with Sid is that he's super slow. Great if he's the hero.
Agreed.
But just being so slow. With having Eddie, oh well, okay. Well, so, about that hook route. We know it can't be.
Yep, we know that can't be Wyvern on the hook route now because every other path is gated by a blocking boss.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, with their current settings, Golbez, Val, and Wyvern cannot gate your logical path underground. So seeing Golbez here...
These spells are going to tickle.
Oh, yeah, they're going to tickle. So seeing Golbez here and knowing that Val is at Baron 1, we know that our logical path underground is now the hook route.
Now, that doesn't mean our magma can't be the illogical path underground.
Yeah, true. We could still find a magma key and we'd be super happy. Allie,
You're not
why would
being
you do this to our runners? Stick an evil wall into Ogo Pogo. Oh.
Yeah, someone is dead right here.
Oh yeah, these are gonna be like 4,000 or 5,000. This is a very high magic spot.
Not 4 or 5. From the fire 2, no. The lit 3, on the other hand.
Oh yeah, lit 3 is it don't care. That's gonna be more. John doing some run buffering here. Hopefully gonna get some time. And oh, that's 18. And we gotta start battle off.
John winning the 50-50. Yang did not get blown up.
There's a 4K.
After all, you throw a life potion there. This is just a get through the fight.
Yeah, I think he wants to give a character a little bit of extra experience. Granted, Shadow takes most of it here. Yeah, at this point, it's just get your attack out and fly. Yeah, that Golbez showing up on you here at French Vanilla just kind of.
That is a. Everyone saw the damage that Golbez was putting out. That is a very scary spot for Comedy Man. Elvin, Sid is down because he turned into Dragon Snacks.
Yeah. Look, Shadow may have liked a bit of muscle, okay? Maybe a bit of a beard, and we got quick on Palom here with that extra experience. So I mean, again, high level knowledge of knowing your experience, what's gonna be lost.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't even bother getting him up. Frankie also on the Paladin, about to get the unsurprise incoming.
So, Johnny be looking here to go to, check this hookup character. Oh, man. Val has 0 physical defense at that Baigan spot. So, I mean, we've got Sid, we've got Young. We can blitz through that pretty quickly with our current party now.
I'm going to assume Inven looked that up because that's a lot of spaces to memorize.
I just looked it up. That's all I know. I cheated. Yes, the chart I'm looking at is Inven's chart. So there's a chance he might have it bookmarked still on his screen or just hasn't memorized at this point.
Garen, we know it's Rose on the hook route.
Yep. Frankie went and checked the hookup character early on. Parham came from Hobbs. We had a duplicate Young sitting at Sandruby and the Baronin. Yeah, neither of Baron is an objective either, so I can definitely see the aspect of kind of faded, but I kind of want to just change this party up just a little bit.
I get what you're saying, and then we know it's not Paladin, we know it's not Wyvern down here.
Yeah. But I mean, that leaves Ogo Pogo, D-Lunars, or Plague.
Yeah, Ogo being the most dangerous of them.
Yeah, we have 1 of 3 of super dangerous fights here.
Plague, you can make it count itself out. D-Lunars, you can just frog them. We have Dragon Armor to stay alive.
Yep.
But let's see how Frankie handles this Golbez.
It has a heroin robe, so we'll be able to resist the.
True. Yeah, you can resist the paralysis. That doesn't mean.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can resist the demolish. But you're just gonna hope that you win the 3 demolishes that come out.
Yeah, if Rosa survives the demolishes, Frankie's through for free.
Mm-hmm. And gonna be here first. Finds the first chest here being the Mag Ogres.
good first target.
Yeah, good first target. And there we go.
The worst second target.
Yep. And well, okay. Now we gotta hope we can win 50-50.
Yeah, you have. I don't. Well, we saw on John's side, even with trying to buffer out the Veil, the first Veil count before the Veil fired.
Yeah, he's got to win
and
the first.
He also winning the 50-50. We got coin flips coming up heads for all of our runners.
Yeah. And look, Gomez just not hating on Yang here. Because that was the same character that stayed up for Johnny B. Everything come up Yang here. Is Yang going to be the MVP in this?
So far he has 1v1 Gomez twice, so yes.
So chat mentioning, so Dave, would you lose against Edgar's coin there every day of the week and twice on Mondays? Even though it's favored for you to win if you use it?
I will find a way. We're gonna flip that coin. It's gonna like fall through a grate somewhere.
No, it'll just land on its side and just be like halfway in between. Like that scene from Mouse Hunt.
Or that. It's flipping, it ends up falling through a grate into sewers. Like, well, that's gone.
So finally get to see here Johnny B actually signing a fade football entirely, or not football, Baron, going straight down this hook route. The reward was a tiara from doing Zot, so nothing grand. Yeah, great defense, but
the reward was a very eatable character.
Yeah. Since the other one was a dupe. But we do have Frankie here decide to diverge a little bit and go straight into Baron here.
I like this play. You still have the shot at getting the magma.
Yep.
It is a K main check.
Okay. I like it. You're doing everything above ground that you can right now before going down that hook route. If you can find like the tower key, rat tail, spoon, half a fork, just something of a key item that can help you down in the underground.
Yeah, some direction. Or it could be darkness, and then, well, you're off to the giant.
Well, that's 3-ish. King Gwynevlin here?
Yeah, King Gwynevlin's a very punchy spot. Good news, this thing doesn't punch.
No, it just takes 10% of your HP every turn.
Which is better than something like Overworld, which just does 100% of your HP every turn.
This is true. Well, we're just gonna bluff up our kid here and then just do one big old honk, and they're gonna go into a crevice. And Frankie realizing here that Dance Snake and Virus do absolutely nothing to Val.
But Yang's punches are doing damage, as are Sid's axe swings.
Oh, yeah.
And even if this fight had physical evade, Frankie is Rosa.
Yeah. And that aim will get through Val's defense regardless.
Did that globe just do 9ers to pour him?
I think so. But we're through.
That's fun.
Global 199. Global 199 actually has a quite base stat for itself. There are very few spots that actually will have it low roll. Also based on what you have equipped on your character. The only time I've actually seen a Global 199 not do quad 9s is something like Top of Tower. And we got some D-Lunars here. So it is a free-ish fight. Just surviving long enough to do what we call Toad strats. Is going to be a key thing here.
Yeah, with some Dragoon armor on Sid, this is free.
So we're just going to try and take those punches until about halfway through the first half of the script. Pop a couple Star Veils, their breath, which was found couple of years ago. I don't remember exactly who found it. Just randomly, the breath is actually reflectable. And because breath applies every single status at once, now I mentioned that it happened back in ZZ1. Breath casts every single status. It will eventually override the boss bit. So we will see these D-Lunars turn into frogs. Look. Antline being here at Baron, it's basically he's on the transit bus going from Baron to Mysidia because we got that Serpent Trance. He's currently in the waiting line to get over there to the moon.
Makes sense.
You know, he's got to travel from his cave. He's got to go to Baron. Then he's got to take the Serpent Trance over to Mysidia to get on the airship to get to the moon. It's fine. And there we see the toads there from Frankie. So now this pre-fight here with the D-Lunars. Sid did not actually get a Starvel up.
That is the guy from Baron, and we have a defense sword for him.
Yeah, and goodbye, Sid. Yeah, I agree with that 100% here.
Same here.
Sid's great. Cecil's better. I'm sorry. We have cover. So now we get to see, does Baron have a magma key here?
We did temporarily have frogs on both screens. One of the statues stopping the wall was a frog.
And, well, you know,
Half an objective.
Have an objective. Legend Sword, cool. Check the Baron basement, please. Oh. Yeah, may check.
Yeah, we still have, what? I'm trying to think what free bosses are left.
Frankie, you already raised the hovercraft. You have Rosa. What are you doing?
I think this is, I forgot I raised it.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There's realization.
This was a dude, where's my boat kind of moment.
Yeah, dude, where's my hovercraft? Meanwhile, Johnny B is just raising the Falcon now. I'm always someone to check that Baron basement. There's not too many free fights out there, so I can understand why. I mean, like, the real free fights that we have with Dimps, Baron Guards, and Plague are the freest fights we have out there right now.
Right.
Right. We could do a vanilla Odin down there and do Thunderstruck.
We saw John Underground at the 40-minute mark. Frankie's going to be right behind John and up the Baron check, which gave us power and half an objective.
Yeah.
That could turn out to be huge if Adam had just say add the freebie.
Yeah. And at the freebie, you get an instant forge, which Eddie's only got 3 forge items. Let's see, he's got Requiem, Apollo, and Loki.
Loki is great because it's 150 power, effective versus everything except slimes.
No, Loki is actually strong against everything.
It's everything except flans.
Oh, really?
Yep. For some reason.
Plants are special. Okay then. I thought it said just as a strong against everything, and it's the Apollo harp that is strong against dragons.
Yeah, Apollo is effective versus dragons, and I believe does fire damage.
And then the Requiem harp, if you're really looking to reduce his speed, it just minuses all of his stats by 5. The others raise them. So it's what you're looking there for your party. Do you want a slower Eddie or a faster Eddie? You're kind of hoping there.
Or are you in a case where, well, you see that spot on the right? That's going to be a no for me.
Yeah, we don't have any mage knocking out here. However, that Mylon Z, there on the left, we're trying to be not so free.
Yeah, Frankie, if you have any sort of crystal gear,
well, that's just a wizard hat. People
for
always
that.
forget about this. Wizard Hat actually gives you resistance against undead. So sticking something with the Wizard Hat will get you that same resistance.
I was just thinking your crystal armor to get the undead resist and a nice healthy amount of defense at the same time.
Very true. We have another, quack here on at least one more egg, getting some, experience because we want to have, warp, some extra HP, maybe hoping for blink.
One of our things around the enterprise is grind early.
Grind early, grind often.
The earlier you get the power, the more you get to leverage it.
Yeah, do your freebies, do your objectives. So, talking to the young down here, even though we don't have the pan, we could have vanilla pan at Sheila. We do have the Baron. We do also have the harp. So this is something here with routing is that we can go directly from turning in Sheila to go directly over to the harp with 1 HP on everybody.
And harp is an objective.
Yep. Just having the forethought of like, yes, I can check Sheila now. If it's not the pan, I can do an objective right after. Frank B making work down here. Got that Mad Ogre chest just as well as Johnny B, so got that also some sweet experience. And Johnny B swapping out for the Enterprise. Hopefully moves the hovercraft at the same. Yeah. That's.
Put your boat at the only place you're going to need it.
Yep. You're not going back down that hook route. You're going to put it right there at the rat tail turn in, because you never know what Sheila's going to give you. Because if that Sheila gives you a rat, you're going to want to go right there and turn it in. And we'll see how Frankie handles out these orbs here. I mean, not too far behind trying to be, but did do Baron.
Frankie will be happier with that reward.
Light sword, yeah. Did he sit? Okay, we did save outside. However, I'm not sure on the reset. We're still gonna have to get that item regardless.
You're gonna have to walk up a second time. It saves the walk out.
Save what? A second, maybe two. The reset time. I mean, with the level of play that we're at, 1 or 2 seconds could make a huge difference. So, okay, fine. But I'm gonna be here, 1 HP on everybody. I'm gonna be going down Cave Magnus here. Gonna be giving us those sweet tunes. Hopefully we have a new one. I know in the newest version of Free Enterprise, all of the previous, at least, I want to say all of them, but I do know that most of the previous harp songs that have been rewarded to people have been added in there. So hopefully we hear something new today.
I would love to hear some of the new songs.
You know what would be really good? If one of the ones that I submitted popped up. That would be great. That would just make my day.
You know, I'm kind of cheering for that here.
So we're just gonna virus everybody here, or at least just virus Palm because he's the one who's not paralyzed.
And here's the true hero of the show, marching over to play us a tune.
Now it's time for us to be quiet.
We got our characters off here. We had a little kung fu fighting going on, but it wasn't to save its theme.
Well, I mean, still, Lock seems pretty nice to hear. And we have our pan, so one objective leads into another one. So, harp might actually be a harp required here.
And that's a double with the harp so far.
Yeah, if harp gives us darkness, tower key, or they'll have forge. It's harp required.
We did see what was going on frankiebones' side. Did the same thing we saw on John's side. Got the frogs on the D-Lunars. And then you just swing away and the fight ends.
Yeah. Having the frog shreds out there for the D-Lunars makes them so much freer. But we're definitely going to be doing straight to our objective. We have 2 key items here. Possibility at the pan, bonk, and turn in. And then we got to decide where we go from there.
We're both doing our freebie and our objective.
Yeah. We were sitting at, what, 2, 4, 6 items for Johnny B here. But the question is like, where does Johnny go after this? Like, we have the Fame Arch, we have Baron, and we have Keyless Tower, as well as Dwarf. There's a couple different options there.
That doesn't give us direction. It makes us look pretty, but it doesn't give us direction.
And, you know, frankiebones is underground here, about 9 minutes or so after Johnny B, but did have that Baron play, so has that Cecil, which
has half a forge that John's missing.
Yeah, half a forge in the Cecil, and the Cecil is going to make that harp check just a little bit faster, because we're going to be able to get the ouch.
As we were talking about earlier, it does make the king spot a little more enticing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have to re-get that light sword, which we feel real bad about. Yeah, there's light sword. What's the next thing? Ah, just an arty bow.
Okay, I blinked to miss. I just saw the ART. I wasn't sure if it was bow or arrow.
Yeah, it was a bow. So I mean, it's nice. It makes ready faster, but doesn't really give us any direction. And Johnny B here going directly to Baron. Has bubbles, has power. We'll more than likely do both fights here. Meanwhile,
Frankie choosing Dwarf.
Yeah, not checking the freebies, going directly to Dwarf. Find some vanilla dolls here.
Yep, we have a very free first spot.
I mean, I know there's been a lot of contention in the Dwarf spot lately with this tournament. Like, do you do it? Do you not? If you have Rydia, you're more than likely to do it. I've seen it burn a lot of runners not doing it. So that could be something that's going through Frankie's mind here. Is I've been burned by this spot so many times by not doing it early. I need to do it now.
Well, it's your one quake and you're out.
Yeah. Now, we've already seen the next fight here when we did Zod. I don't remember what it is. Do you?
That was like 20 minutes ago. My memory doesn't last that long anymore.
No, our wonderful tracker here of Noob Tree is saying there was a sparkle, so 50-50 between 50-50 between Wyvern and Okopoko. No. Wyvern.
You know, the same was Dark Elf.
Oh, Dark Elf? Okay.
And most things aren't terribly threatening at the Golbez spot anyway.
No. But we got a Kane that wants to join our party. And who's not going to join us. So we're just going to let this Cecil here just to let him go.
Yeah, a few defense, a few swings at each form, and you're done.
Okay. Maybe a virus here. Johnny B also getting the bad news here that Val has near perfect magic defense here, but has no physical.
We'll ever play there on Frankie's side, waiting for Cecil to take the swing before queuing up the virus. So the swing gets you the phase tip.
Yep. Again, high level gameplay here at play.
That saves one action.
Yeah, one action could save, 3-5 seconds. Like, yes, please. I need all the time I can get back. We'll see if Johnny B ends up deciding to take the Cecil here, because we do have the light sword for him. We've got decent gear for him. Do we take that Cecil? Granted, he starts at level 1.
If you have a light sword for him, I would take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Just the fact that he can cover for the possibility of that Mylon fight down there below. And I missed, what was it, the old package?
So one for the pile.
Here's my question. With our party as it stands now, on Frankie's side, we've got a mixture of physical and do we look to see if it's Iridia there and just know that for later?
Of course, I think Riddy's the only character you'd be interested out of there. I don't think Edge gives you enough of a boost to be worth sitting through.
He's really the only one that can really. And yep, Johnny B takes the Cecil there. Look, it's objectively a better play to take the Cecil over Sid. And we have some cabins here. You can't buy 30 there. They're expensive. And definitely want to refill your Starvale count.
No, that attitude, we can't buy 30.
Look, eventually we can buy 30. Just not right now. Yeah, it's hard not to take your Cecil if you're right on your grind. Cecil just brings so much versatility to the table here.
Yeah, Frankie has the same idea of takes one peek at those two bosses and says, "Nah, I'm good."
I'm shocked to say, "Nah, I'm good." Has the Cecil, has the availability for the cover strats. Like that's the only one I think about taking.
I don't know if Frankie has the wizard hat, but I don't know if Frankie has undead resist.
That could be, and if so, okay, fine.
Even in back row, that spot still punches.
Oh yeah. And Frankie here, not swapping the hovercraft over here to the rat tail turn and going directly to Harp here,
which we know is going to pay Frankie off. That's a single dip through Sylph.
Yeah, that's gonna say. Oh, and we have it out gauntlet.
This
something that could have been free for frankiebones early on. We had Palma stop.
True.
One of those spells you don't really think about using that often can still pay out.
I love the first fight of this gauntlet.
Yeah.
Like this conjure, like, I'm gonna summon the strongest monster I can. Go, imp!
Yeah, and this is going to give a great chance for Cecil to gain some experience. Not much, but I mean, so do we consider, as Shad's kind of mentioned, do we consider that first conjurer to be, what's that kid's name from Route like 2 in the red version was like?
Youngster Joey, I believe it is.
Yeah, I thought it was youngster Joey of his Rattata be in the top 1 percentile. Is that what the conjurer's imp is? That imp is the number 1 top percentile imp.
Perfect. It's a perfect IV imp. The problem is it's still imp.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey's gold silver? I thought Joey was the Rattata guy. The Rattata kid. Or no, Joe. I know which one Joey is.
Look, all I remember is that there was the one bug catcher, whatever, that always has the Rattata. He's like, my Rattata is a top 1 percentile. That's all I remember. As well, that silent staff paying out dividends as well, having that mage ability there. But it's time to re-listen to good old Locke's thing here.
I believe we just see some ouch there. So if progression's not in the basement, we're down to top of tower and the Fey March. And thank you, Xenocat in chat, for talking about float and summon interaction. And we just saw the interaction play here. That clapper in the last fight is floating because it started the fight, or it started in the fight. Johnny be getting the pink tail out of there. That could be, well, could be a stick for the guy. Could be Artemis arrows. But we know in our heart of hearts, it's a Dragoon Spear. Just because one of our runners has yeeted the cane and the other one may not see it. We're turning in, and survey says we get our complimentary white shirt. Frankie and Pan, we're going to see. We're both running side to go out to this because Frankie is down to that basement, the top of tower, and Feymarch. JohnBirckhead is down to Dwarf. The Feymarch at top of tower is choosing Dwarf next. Frankie decided that Feymarch is a silly place. We're not going there. First, I agree on the Queen's fight, although with Dragoon armor, Cecil could walk off the elemental spells from the sisters already. That spot's no Masa level of brutal, but they do hurt.
I mean, if you don't have any wizard gear at all or any crystal gear for that Cecil, you're not really being able to be really truthfully use those power shreds. Not wanting to take out the Feymarch, going to the Steel Tower is by far, the objectively correct play in his mindset.
And we were talking about yes, we did get the white shirt from there. The white shirt, I believe, does give undead resist.
I'm not 100% sure on that. I know the Sorkrub gives lightning resistance.
There is a lot of random gear in this game that gives undead resist.
Yeah. To answer a question there in chat from Sabra, the package came from Dwarf. So Johnny B is about to get the package.
So what do we got? We got Plague, or do we got Wyvern? Or Overworld Wyvern? We got
we got everybody's favorite Nope Doodle here. Who really isn't weak against anything except Berserk.
Key to beating Ogopogo. Hit it. Then keep hitting it.
However, showing how low of a magic stat is actually here, Palom dodging the first big wave.
I did just look up on our wiki very quickly. The white shirt does, in fact, resist spirit and zombie.
Yeah. So
that's an answer to the... and Cecil can wear it, so that's an answer to Mylon Z.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Frankie deciding here, utilizing what we call action economy. Not doing anything extra. Again, Palom just dodging those waves.
Now, we're not taking extra actions, but we do kind of need to heal because Big Wave hurt. Big Wave is still a quarter of your HP.
Yeah, unless you can dodge it.
And there's a double wave coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So Cecil, you need to heal that Cecil and the Rosa, or they're both down before this next big wave comes out.
Going to heal the Rosa to make sure that our white mage stays alive.
Big wave, however, cheats the Q because the double big wave is a chain.
Hell has dodged a bunch of big waves, and Ogopogo is just like, I'm gonna punch you because you dodged my wave.
I'm fighting up for you. And that last big wave was going to be a wipe because they were down to just the monk.
Yeah. No, the fight is not really going to be recoverable at this point. Decides to reset out. Probably will end up retaking it here. You're up here. Might as well just do it.
and you're running out of places your progression could be.
Yeah. The only way that you would actually go somewhere else is if you made a save down at the bottom of the tower.
It's correct here to just reset and go back in.
Will Pal continuously to dodge every other? Okay, never mind. Did not dodge every other big wave.
To answer your question, Tad, Rozo's on the hook route.
Yep.
So our runners were not missing their Rosa today or tonight.
Nope. Porum was sitting at Hobbs.
Right. John took the Porum early. Frankie looked at the Porum and said, I don't feel like fighting a Baigan today.
Which, already have a Rosa with a Heron Roll, nothing wrong with that. You've already got a White Mage. You're happy. I will take any White Mage in a dream, just not Tella. Unless you give me so much drops.
Good news, you don't have to worry about that in this flag set.
True, because both old men are taking a vacation. Tella and Fu are not going to be in these seats at all.
Both game vacations, I'm a little jealous.
And I know, right? But, well, Johnny B and Frankie Bones here are both at the same location here. Still waiting on new information. I want to give a shout out to our restream team here tonight. We have LSL doing the restream, putting these two races together. We have Noob Tree keeping us straight here by tracking all the items. And of course, NG Dave being my wonderful co-commentator here. Be sure to follow all these people. They are amazing.
Make sure to give Tibalt a follow as well.
No.
A great guy. And he's a great guy. Fantastic runner.
No.
Memes for days.
That one I will agree with. And I make poor life choices by speedrunning Mystic Quest, but that's a different story. No, I will not take my shout out.
And Frankie reset. Yeah, after the reset, Frankie gets through that Ogopogo.
Yeah, getting a little bit better RNG here, and the only person down being Eddie, who's still going to get the experience regardless. Because that's what the flag does.
Or at least to an objective.
Yeah, Luka Key. I mean,
this does mean we're in Darkness Go mode.
Yeah, we are. Field Cave. What nasty fights do we still have out there for that spot? What type of pain do we want for our runners? Ruby's a good choice.
Ruby, if you like seeing some nines when Glare comes out.
Odin's also pretty good too.
Odin could be interesting if either runner has Thor Rages. We could see someone Thunderstruck it. We've already seen Golbez, though.
Yeah, Golbez, so it's like something that uses magic.
Maggot Sisters on... Yeah, Maggot Sisters were on the right in the or at the clean spot in Fey March, so they're off the table.
No. I've got it. Wyvern with a nasty opener.
Glance. Good old Glance Vern.
Glance Vern, White Vern.
we won't see any of the really nasty ones of Big Bang or what's the
Medio.
other? Medio. We won't see those two. Those are gated behind another flag. White Vern would be pretty interesting though.
It's dangerous, but I think at least Yang has the HP to walk it off.
So to answer a question, there's chat. There's an extra checkbox on the tracker side that may not be being checked there, or might be just a bit of a delay. However, the middle section is also still there to keep track of the objectives.
Both are runners taking their look and saying, "Hey, that's the objective. I'm gonna go do it."
Yeah, I mean, what was I saying? Grind early, grind often. Do your freebies. Do your objectives.
Frankie being bold here, not saving.
Ooh, okay. I mean, I am not one to save, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna save before a sealed cave. Like, hear me out. I've been burned. I'm not. And there's
That looked
no
darkness for go mode, so Keyless Tower was the play.
So both our runners are going to get in go mode relatively about the same time here, with about the same party actually.
And there's our Ruby. These clears are gonna tickle.
Just a little bit.
That Berserk is
No.
not what you want to be doing here.
No. The reason.
Ruby doing you a favor.
Yeah. So I saw what Frankie was trying to do. However, he did it a bit backwards. The Ice Claw was equipped onto Yang. He did not take an action before the Berserk came out. Now, the reason that's bad is that if you don't take an action, it doesn't update your equipment, so your Ice Claw would be doing nothing.
Right now, Yang should have taken an action, so it's set.
Yeah, now Yang has been lifed up. It looks at his equipment and sees that he has an Ice Claw. So we're going to get that extra elemental damage there.
And the elixir coming out on Yang before we start punching. This is very good.
So the question is, has Yang got a turn?
He might be broken.
I think Rosa has to take a turn before Yang can actually start punching.
We raised him and immediately zerked him. He might be broken.
Well, the way that you can sometimes unbreak him is that he still has to come up to Q in his turn. So once you zerk him up, you just have to parry a few times to get him to his actual turn to reset him. But he might actually be fully broken here.
That's one way to unbreak him.
Yeah. But Frankie has to get through this fight here. Otherwise, we'll be brought to, I think, before doing...
I think there was a save outside.
Say what's that? Okay. Like, okay, fine. I will save outside sealed, but I will also save just before the sealed boss fight. And I'm not one to save. People will tell you that.
On John's side, the same thing. Palom's slinging ice threes. Yang is power punching, and John is through this Ruby.
Yeah, Cecil just covering.
Frankie had some RNG issues at the start with Glare. That's not an Ice Claw.
Oh, so was zerked up and still hasn't taken an actual action to update the equipment.
Yang's turn popped and he did something. But that's not ice. I don't think that's Ice Claw damage.
I don't know. 1900 it might be.
Unless it's like Ice Charm and we're just seeing the Charm Claw's accuracy in play.
No, it's interesting with Ruby. I think Ruby's actually a bit interesting when it comes to the resistance for ice. I know it sounds strange, but I think Ruby actually takes the extra ice damage from physical while the robe is closed. While the robe's open, it doesn't take the physical damage. I think that's how it works. because we're seeing 1200s from Young when the road's open.
Oh, nice close on. Interesting.
Yeah. I think it's a weird thing with Ruby there, and we have a cat claw. No, yeah, seeing that damage coming out. Like I said,
that's what I was expecting to see.
It's a weird interaction. We also did a power punch there.
Yeah, so the interaction may have been with Yang getting with the equipment not properly updating before. I think that's what happened.
Ooh, yeah, we may be in go mode here, but that China Babel spot, yes, that is a go mode objective. There's one fight out there that can still be particularly dangerous out there, and I'm not talking Wyvern.
We haven't seen a turtle yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen a turtle.
Or, hear me out, Wyvern with Wave.
Ooh. You know, still accomplishes the same thing. However,
it does it faster.
Yep.
And Frankie no threw that fight.
I'm trying to be decided to check the character here. Maybe hoping for a different character. Hoping maybe for Iridia finds an edge.
Do you have any gear for that edge?
Maybe a ninja sword. And a full moon,
I don't think we've seen any real gear for him, so goodbye, Edge.
Yeah, we don't see any real gear for him. He really needs the weapons there. So we have trying to be here and going back to Earth. Do we check the package character just to check it? Like if we're checking the moon character for Iridia or another character, do we check the package? Or we just deal with what we got?
I think you just deal here. Package takes way too long to be worth it.
Do you think a package, getting into Iridia there and going through that fight, it saves you half a Z fight? Hear me out. It saves you half a fight.
It does free up your Z fight, yes. But is the Z fight savings greater than the package cutscene, the Kaipo cutscene? That's what you got. That's the math you have to be doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, total 3-4 minutes with package cutscene and everything. Do you save 4 minutes on the Z fight, or in total with just having a second nuke caster with your current equipment?
I do not have the chart. I do not have the Mac Giant manipulation chart up, which you can also find on our wiki.
Yeah. So what Johnny B is doing here is something that happened from a previous tournament we had a flag set of you can't run on. Now, with that particular setting, we couldn't run from encounters, and we could not use the original step chart that's used in the speed run to summon a D machine. So it was created by a couple of different community members. I know that Twisted Flax and Simbu, and I want to say Accident, all combined their knowledge together and made a chart to where you can find both a D machine encounter and the Mac Giant here by knowing when the encounter pops up here in Baron. You look at this chart, you go, okay, I found an encounter on step 20. I need to take X amount of fights before the next encounter will be either the D machine or Mac Giant. The reason Baron was so pivotal in that aspect is that the experience at these locations is nothing. So we're not going to mess up a slingshot by gaining a bunch of experience.
That makes perfect sense. Also, the fights out there are super easy, and if you can't run from them, you may as well have things you can just, boop and they go away.
Right. But I think the major thing was finding a low experience spot, not to mess up your level 1 Cecil, level 1 Iridia, someone that you want to be gain all the experience possible for that slingshot. No, Brain Bones decided here to check the character as well. Going to be greeted by that that edge, and it's like, well, do you take the edge? Do you go full respect here?
I think Frankie's going to pass on the edge as well. You just don't have any gear for him.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have Nuke. We'd have to get rid of either Cecil or Young. If anything, it would be a replacement of Young, but having that power punch for the Smack Giant grind is super nice.
Yeah. Dang, just one-shotting the Mac G's.
Yeah. Charm Claw. Woohoo! Well, I think having charges Charm Claw and Thunder Claw, so hitting both a racial and elemental resist.
Those don't stack here. They're both racial hits.
Oh, they're both racial?
Yeah, one versus Giant, one versus Mech.
Okay. Yeah.
Frankie going back for that Porum. We're going to sling the Porum and go Nuke White.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Nuke White. It takes a little bit, a little more skill level. The general aspect of Reflect Struts is having two Nuke casters and a White caster, just because White takes so long to cast. But nothing wrong with, Nuke White.
And this was something we had considered might have been going on Frankie's side when saying no to the Porum was waiting for the sling.
Yeah. Leaving the Porum up, I mean, there's a low experience spot, so she shouldn't get too many levels. Gets her to 19. She should still be under 5 of the median there, so should still be able to get a slingshot. Well, I mean, to mention what Raimon saying is like getting a bit greedy here, taking on the Porum and not having Yang with the extra damage with the Charm and Thunder. You have Palom as well here that can bluff up. I believe as well also has some extra Charm arrows and a Heroin Rope for that Rosa to use aim with. So still has some extra damage out there from that Rosa to get the double white.
Yeah, we do have Artie, Charm, Heroin Robe. That's some damage.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could power punch for 9k, but you're still waiting for that power up. You're still waiting between the power up and the aim, regardless.
And John's grind done, getting 700,000 XP on this party.
Got Nuke. That was the biggest thing we were hoping for here. I mean, White's nice to have, and we got that too.
Wins up their big spells. The front line is in their 50s.
Yep. We're good. We're going on to fight the giant. Let's see what's at the element spots here. I mean, there's still a chance of having a Wyvern at the CPU spot with White or Nuke or some level 3 spell.
I'm up for a good old Wyvern moment.
Yeah, that'd be... Oh, I heard you wanted some experience. Bye. So we'll definitely have to ask Frankie there in this decision to take the Porum and thinking of, just ditching the Yang there of, you had the Heron Robe, was that your backup plan? And we've got an Odin.
This is completely fine. The Zantetsuken here is not going to drop anyone.
No. We've got lit arrows, we've got a Thunderclaw, we've got lit 3. No, this is just going to take a little bit to get through.
Actually, do we have a Thorage? This might be a spot to get a little cheeky and Thunderstruck.
I mean, the fight goes on long enough, you could do a Thunderstruck.
Or Yang just swings for quad 9s a few times and you end the fight that way.
Touche. Touche.
Frankie, that's not your grind fight.
No. Me realize that may have been just one short.
Most likely.
And may not have saved before setting up their grind fight here. So it's going to have to go back in and look again here. It's like a lot of runners will save just before setting up the manipulation in case they get it wrong. It can be a bit tricky to read it sometimes, but sometimes practice is nice to have on that. I know I saw it.
And Yang punches Odin down. Didn't quite hit the full quad 9s that last punch. Maybe getting a little tired.
No, if that was 37, that was actually a good fight there. Five. That is a no.
And that's a very free giant too.
1. So Frank got here on the first encounter. That is going to be 2 more encounters he's going to be looking for and then going to do his grind. Yeah. Guards here, a total free fight. Just turn the stone.
More free if your pal can hit the off-slot stone.
Yeah. And Frankie here, give us something special here. Decide to walk across the ocean here and give us the very rare beach background. And it only shows up next to the water here.
I don't think I've ever seen that background in a race.
The only location it shows up is right there next to the water there in Barren. So deciding to give us a bit of a special show here. I do like that. But got those 2 other encounters, so now the first encounter Frankie is going to find here at the heart is going to be the mech giant. And Johnny B is through the giant, totally free there. Sad it wasn't Wyvern, and then, oh, look. It's Iridia here.
Little late for Iridia. We've already done our grind. We've already done the second grind in the form of the giant bosses.
And I forgot to mention out the shout out to Oscar424 for giving us a raid, and a Possum giving us the wonderful raid here. Welcome everybody. We have had a race going on here tonight. We are in Goma. We found our darkness here from Luca. We have Legend Sword sitting there down at the Baron Castle, which both our runners have done. Pinktail was at the Baron Basement, which Johnny B has done and Frankie has not. And that's about it. The Feymarch is completely untouched with a Mylon and Z sitting at Leviathan and Mega Sisters sitting at Ashura. Other than that, I think our most dangerous boss fights out there is like a cheeky Wyvern. I think it's like the most dangerous fight.
I'm honestly not sure what else threatens our runners at the Mura Altar.
Mura Altar and others.
Yes. That's correct, Chad. It's Murasame option, and you just walk straight down. Unless you get the pass out of here, then you warp out and go that way.
Yeah, you exit out and you immediately take that whale out. That's a lot faster. I think it's just more of annoying fights at this point. So
Gauntlet's gone.
Azure would be annoying.
Gauntlet was in the basement, so that's off the table.
Gauntlet, Golbez, D-Lunars, Odin.
This thing left in the pool.
Bigen's out.
That's the opposite of dangerous.
Yeah, Dr. Luge, that's Thunderclaw, Quake. This is, yeah.
Annoying, not dangerous.
Yeah, as Astral in chat, like Dr. Dialogue. Yup. Yeah. If it's past here, this is where we exit out and go directly to Troya. You actually get about time even, but if you take that unfortunate wipe, it's a lot faster to get back into Z.
And the good doctor's like, where'd my robot go?
Yeah. Where'd Bab-il go? No! Oh. I go to. Boone will be interesting here. So that would make our girl Eddie Hero here a little more viable. But I don't think he's going to be doing too much in the Z fight.
No, this is going to be the twins throwing their big spells and our melee throwing a little support in.
Yeah, getting Z to that magic number a little bit faster than just going straight into Reflect Stress there to end it.
Rat Tail, no, you're not walking that. You're just marching straight down to Z.
Yeah. The chance of me giving you the pass still pretty low.
Not worth the gamble.
No, not worth it. So you are going to walk down to Z. I mean, I'm pretty confident in Johnny's Z here. And then, oh, we do have the wonderful poison walk here, as mentioned in chat.
Frankie finishing up his grind, getting 500,000 XP on the party. That is enough to sling the Porum all the way up white. And we know the rest of this giant will get the other mages to their big spells.
Yep. Nice thing is we don't actually have to worry about seeing a flashing screen there from the poison, as it's just the best update from this newest one is that the flash effects are just turned off by default. So you don't see the flashes from walking in Silver Fame Arch, and you don't see that poison walk. You still hear the sound.
No more forgetting to turn it off and then be like, ow, my eyes, I'm going to take the 2-second time loss.
Yeah. Yes, we never found the magma key. Oh no. So sad.
Yep. Chat couldn't even try to bully us into saying it.
Nope.
I'm feeling pretty good about that outcome. How about you?
I mean, I'm all for memes, as you know me. So, I'm a little sad not being able to say the line. But we do have you a save here at the Ribbon Room. And double check our party order here. Want to make sure we have our Agility Black Magic in know-how of what our party order is going to be. We'll
We've been
say
seeing
what?
we've been seeing various Z's showing up in chat.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is late night, so I think it's time for us to actually go to bed here. I think it's nap time. I think that's what they're telling us. Am I right on that?
Well, that would be the case if my roommates were putting the Z's in chat. And I believe our our chat is cheering for the final boss.
Oh yes, the one, the only, the Zemus, the final boss of the game, who unfortunately is a little bit too powerful for us. So we can't stick him in a monster in the box chest, which I would love to see. Love to just go like the flame dog. It's like, hey, here's your Z fight. However, we can't do that. So what we end up doing, yet being the key word there. So what we do in the meantime is we actually decide to change who he is. So the question we always ask is, whose butt are we going to be kicking tonight?
Will it haunt my nightmares?
Yeah, will it haunt my nightmares? Does it have a hat? Will it do my taxes? Is it cute? Can you think of any other common questions that always get asked? Does it commit tax fraud? Well,
you Yevon.
That's not a cute boss at all. No.
No, but it's very free.
It doesn't
all the
have.
life on my party.
You haven't even have a butt on it.
Had to have at one point. You Yevon was a human before becoming that.
Yeah, okay, so before it became what it is now, and we're talking about what it is now. And I really, I know everything's supposed to have a butt, but I really just don't see a butt on this thing. Yeah, don't ask the question. You don't answer. Yeah, all right. I'll take that hit, Cubs. So what you're saying there, noob, is that it has 1, 2, 5 butts. That's about 4 butts too many.
Now I'm thinking of the Monty Python, and now for something completely different. A man with 3 buttocks.
I mean, we're gonna go full, at least hybrid strats here on Johnny B's side. Here we've got our Zerks going out, our reflected nukes here off of Cecil here, who has the second highest HP at go 4K.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're saying. It's the kids are carrying the show with the melee just supplementing until you get to 45,000 damage dealt. Yeah. The Z script is such that if you don't do direct, Z's HP refills once you do direct damage past 45,000 HP.
Yeah, because they wanted him to have a buttload of HP there. Like what it says, 128,000 or something like that. 130.
45 plus 61, so 106.
Yeah, so they have 106,000 HP. But unfortunately, they actually couldn't give them that number, so they had to split somehow. So in doing that, they said, okay, fine. At between 45 or 41 and 65, we're going to say, hey, if they do direct damage, we're going to refill it back up to full. Give them that extra HP. We're not going to let the people playing this game know that. They're going to have to figure that out on their own.
And it just so happens that the HP refill comes with a phase tip as well.
Look, they wanted to make the boss fight interesting, First half of the phase, you have to deal with viruses. Second half of the phase, the boss is halfway there. So you got to make the bosses more difficult. So he decides to shoot nukes out at you. Okay, got to make boss fights harder. Okay,
Understandable. And our heavy fighters are now on chemist duty, just making sure our children are as healthy as possible.
yeah, got to be able to survive those big bangs when they come out. I mean, Porum's not dying to a big bang, or Palom's not dying to a big bang. Porum,
dying now.
maybe.
That is a crack bang.
Yeah, that's a crack bang boom. Johnny B has win this race with a final time of, what was that, 1:43.22. So GG's to Johnny B. We'll see if we can get him in here for an interview. I know it's a late night for him out there, but what a heck of a race. Meanwhile, Frankie Bones here, finish up the giant objective. Gonna be going to Murasame Altar and getting that next objective done. And with that bedum in my ear, we are joined by Johnny B. GG's. Johnny, how's it going?
Oh, that was a rough one. GG's. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, let's see here. You decided early on to loot Dempsey and not checking that character on the hook route. What were your thoughts behind that?
I wanted money for the shop, and then we got two dancing daggers. I was like, okay. Because we can get some tier 2 spells on Palm, we'll be all right. And then it was Porum, we had Quake, or we had Twin rather. I was like, let's just kind of keep going. Because it's a long walk there, it's a long walk back. And then once you see Porum, you know that you're going to get exit at some point, right? So it's like, I don't know, how long can we just kind of keep doing this, right? Because it's like, if we're going to go all the way down, all the way back, the idea is to go ahead and get the time back. Dancing Dagger's pretty OP early, Twin's very OP early, and then we started with, we started with 2 Sirens, so I knew I could pop at least one on Ordeals. So, yeah, that was the idea behind that.
I mean, you were looking at that hook route, you saw it was a sparkle there. You had already done Zod at this point, so you knew that your logical underground access was through that hook route. Was there a thought in your mind to do an early Baron to possibly spike a Magma Key?
There was. My concern was that I was not going to have enough multipliers to get through that Val. I would have loved to go ahead and go there earlier. I didn't have a ton of melee damage. It just I didn't know if I was going to have it or not. I have my little I have a little folder of all my little cheat sheets. The Mac Giant Manip and D Machine and Invens. How many whatever is needed to get to Nuke and White and whatnot. And I used to have on there Val's defenses. And I'm like, I don't need this anymore. Really wish I would have had it.
Yeah, because Val's defense there for physical is nothing.
Okay, well,
so would that have actually changed your thought process there if you had known that?
Yeah, I would have gone from Zod right to Baron for sure.
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure about it and didn't want to walk all the way down there and be doing like 200 damage and then oh boy, you know what I mean? So it was down the hook right at one.
Yeah, so you saw that Fame March there with the Mega Sisters and, Mylon Z, and you're just like, nope.
Yeah, I think we picked up Mute Arrows at some point, and then we'd gotten the Artie Bow, so I was ready, I was prepared for it, but Mylon Z is not terrible there. It's obviously a very punchy spot, he's obviously a very punchy boss, but, it's not the end of the world, but I would have much rather done other things, and so I did other things. And was up, Devil starting to panic with No Darkness, and then Keyless Tower into Luca, real cute, real cute game. I think the lowest point I felt was going through the entire Baron Basement, doing the entire gauntlet, it not paying out, and just the tantalizing Pinktail. It's like, oh well, if this is a Holy Sword, then I'm feeling much better. And then I don't know why I even bothered to check it. Of course, it's a white shirt. It's always a white shirt. So that was a little rough. I apologize if the mic's getting hit. My cat is I guess celebrating with me here, so I do apologize.
Yeah, no problem. Always love to have the cats there. Dave, do you have any questions for John? I seem to be hogging the mic here.
We have Elvin Sorrow wanting to know of some very important information from you, John. Why do you ditch the Sid?
I wanted to win, so that kind of guided that decision. Also, with even with the arty bow, with an Eddie hero, I'd rather have a character that can get turns. So I guess those are the two biggest reasons.
So it wasn't so much for the cover strats; it was more of just a faster character.
I mean, the cover shots are big. I was real tempted to sling Rosa when we got to the giant, because I knew that Yang would more or less be able to one-shot, give or take. And with the arty bow and a black belt, like even though it's Eddie, like he'll do enough that we could go ahead and kind of get through there. But I did want the safety of the cover strats, or having a higher HP for that Z fight. Because with no silk webs, that Z fight really scared me quite a bit. So cover shots are part of it for sure. But when you have an Eddie hero, you got to be very cognizant of the agility. So
Your matchy grind was very, very smooth. Watching Yang just one-shotting some of them.
Yeah. I mean, called Punch Mage for a reason, and when you got a bunch of levels on him, when you start to get to those high 1000s, low 2000s, it's like, oh, he's gonna start to do some work. And obviously with the Thunderclaw, it makes the Mag Giants go that much faster. And then Odin, great for a Thunderclaw, and Lugai, great for a Thunderclaw. It's like, oh, this is fun. And even if those things hadn't happened, the Cat Claws give the agility boost. You have an Eddie hero. Yang was definitely pretty early on always going to be my primary melee once we kind of got to that point of things, because his power with high levels is ridiculous, and we had the Cat Claws for the agility.
Right, so you're already thinking about doing top of tower over the Fey March when you decided there at the end, because you had a choice between looking at a possible nasty Sparkle or that Mylon Z or Magus Sisters down there. Was it just a tower play, or
I mean that Asura spot is very fast, and the magic is decently high. That even with mute arrows, that had the potential to go sideways pretty quick. And that Mylon was going to hit. Yeah, we can do cover strats, but it's still going to hit. That's still 37,000 HP. And it's K-Summon versus K-Main, Grant, I think, says every day, good morning, Brick. I love K-Main, and I think it's starting to stick a little bit. So we went with our K-Main checks. And that tall Grant, in addition to being tall and handsome, he's pretty smart. And the main check paid out today.
So how you feeling being a 4-1 here in this tournament?
I feel lucky. I feel pretty blessed. I have yet to have a run that I feel 100% good with. There's been little things here and there. This one wasn't awful. It's a little late over here, so I'm a little tired. It's been a bit of a night. So definitely some silly things that I did. For example, you can't berserk someone that has a wall up. That's good. And telling yourself, let's go ahead and double slow Zeromus, but let's do a cure 4 in between. That doesn't make sense. And just little things kind of along the way. So not. I don't think it's a bad run by any stretch, but there's definitely just things to clean. There's always things to clean. But for the most part, I feel pretty good with this run, and with most of the runs here. This flag set is difficult, and it's brought a lot of the heavy hitters back, and so to be able to hang as much as I have so far has felt good, and we'll see what's next, I guess.
So you're feeling pretty good going into bracket stages here?
I think this means I made brackets, right? I think.
Yeah, you were guaranteed in.
Oh well, sweet. Well, I mean, that part feels good. Racing anyone in brackets feels, worse. But making this far feels good, and it means we have a week off, right? I have a week off because I think it's tiebreakers this week.
We'll leave 2 weeks off. It's tiebreakers this coming week, and then a week off for everyone afterwards.
Well, you know what? I have an orientation for my new job next week, so I'm pretty excited about a week off. And then, yeah, we'll see how far we can kind of run this. It feels good to make brackets. Very grateful, and yeah, we'll see what happens next.
So looking forward to brackets. Are there any of the flagship modifiers you're looking forward to playing with?
I mean, I do like faster heroes. That's an interesting one. I think I handled things pretty well today. Certainly room for improvement, I'm certain. But I like that one, and I haven't really looked at them recently, to be 100% honest. So I'm not really sure. I think there's one with like slower heroes too, like Tela could possibly come back. That'd be fun until it's the gauntlet at the mirror room. But I don't know. I love this game. I love this randomizer, and I love the puzzles it presents, and having to think on my feet, and hopefully making good choices. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
You put a clinic on this seed, so GG's.
I appreciate you, and GG's to Frankie. Frankie's so good. Frank and I go back to Artie Bow from whatever that was. Was it Emma Cup? And so I know how stinking good he is. So I feel very, very, very lucky to get the win. Thank you both for doing commentary. Looking forward to listening to it back. I think I saw a Noob Tree in here. Must be tracking. Love you, buddy. And Allie, who has been just carrying Free Enterprise on her shoulders for a while now. So appreciate you all very, very, very much. And I'll catch you all on the next one.
Yeah, and I know how bad frankiebones can be. I've raced him before, so I know he's been really grinding it out and getting a lot better.
Yeah, dude's a beast. All right, I'm gonna try to calm down and maybe get some sleep, as it is 1:08 in the morning.
Yeah, all right.
Night.
Have a good night, Johnny.
Good night, buddy. Appreciate you. Bye.
All right, well, that was good old Johnny being JohnBirckhead there, winner of tonight's race here on 4-1 in this tournament. Meanwhile, we have frankiebone getting his final objective here, doing the nukes, doing the whites, reflected off, taking out this Yevon here.
And we get the crack bang on Frankie's side as well. So you're teaching up for frankiebones.
Perfect timing there. We'll definitely see if we can get Frankie in here for an interview. Again, heck of a race. Putting up a 155.18. Nothing wrong with that. This is a heck of a seed. As for those of you that don't know, next week is going to be starting here actually on, get my calendars up here. Starting on the 19th, so between the 19th and 25th, there's going to be our tiebreaker races. So people that are 3 and 2 in the group here. Get back to that a little bit later. We are joined by frankiebones here. GG's Frankie, a heck of a race.
Thank you. GG's to JohnBirckhead.
So I think one question here, a lot of us are actually wondering there. You left the Porum there early on. Were you thinking about a slingshot on her later?
I definitely was. I know she gets Berserk earlier, but I've seen Darkness Crystal early in these seeds a lot, so I left her there, but didn't quite work out for the Overworld. I thought it was fine for the hook route. I ended up getting the spells I needed. I'm not sure when John made it underground, but yeah, that was my thought at least.
So John actually made it underground a bit faster. He made it around the 40-minute mark, which you made it about the 45-minute mark.
But you had done Baron Castle.
Yeah. So nothing wrong there.
And I had kind of committed to the Overworld, all of the Overworld checks, leaving Porum behind because, yeah, with Rosa, I knew I'd need all the levels to get all the spells I needed, so I was okay with it.
And so when you're thinking about the slingshot, you ditched the Yang there. Not thinking about the power punch from the Mac Giants, just hoping to go straight cover strats, utilizing that heroin robe that you found early on.
Yeah, that was the thought, and then I saw Odin at Giant 1 and was very sad to see that. Would have been a lot better with the Yang instead of the Cecil, but it was okay. It ended up okay.
I think like the biggest things between you two is you found an early heroin robe there for that Rosa. I mean, Johnny B didn't go down hook route early. He went into dancing basement, found a couple of dancing daggers in there, and then just started blitzing through the early game. You decided to look at the character there on the hook route, found the Rosa, got that heroin robe. So you definitely understand they're utilizing that heroin robe there early on.
Yeah, the heron robe's always nice. I thought I had a, like I said, I played it pretty aggressive, leaving Porum there. I had the heron robe. I thought I could make it through. Well, I did make it through a lot of difficult bosses using that, but yeah, I think at the end, I think Porum might have saved me a little bit of time, but I think leaving for this fling wasn't too bad. I think I just ran into a lot of difficult things. I took that wipe to Ogo at the top of tower, which was unfortunate. Just a lot of different things that just didn't go my way throughout the seed.
Yeah, I think that wipe to Ogo set you back a little bit. I think doing Baron Castle there a little bit earlier, you spent a lot longer getting through those fights. So, I mean, it's one of those things, you make your plays, you handle them how you can, and you hope for the best.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think Baron's an okay play there if it comes up with something before diving the hook route, especially with no darkness crystal. So, if that comes up something better, it might have been a different story, but I'm okay with that play.
Yeah, even if Zod had played out like an adamant rock and you get the legend sword right after, like you got Forge on play at that point.
Exactly.
So, Dave, you got anything for Frankie here?
You asked the big ones I was thinking about.
I would like to say that 35 agility Edward reflex strats is doable by the skin of your teeth on Z. Also, the first time I've ever used Cure 2 with Cecil in a Z fight. Just gonna throw that out there.
I didn't catch that, but that's interesting. Actually, casting the Cure 2.
Yeah, I was pretty much in. I need 2 whites and a nuke to go off before the second Big Bang. Palom came out of that first Big Bang, which I didn't nerf, with about 40 HP. So yeah, Cure 2 Cecil for the win.
Hey, I mean that's 30. That's like 37 more HP than you need to. Just taking damage ticks in there from the Big Bang.
Yeah, it was interesting fight to say the least, but always something new in the Z fight and C Hero, that's for sure.
So you're 4-2. I can't remember if that actually guarantees you into brackets or not. You're still gonna...
That does. I looked it up while we were talking. That does not.
Yeah, 3-2. I don't think
You are
guarantees me in.
So you are dependent on the outcome of the Tallgrant Bard race. If Tallgrant wins, you have a play-in. If Bard wins, you are just in free and clear.
Hey Dave, don't forget about me. I'm also in a race on Sunday, and if I win, I become 3-2.
Right, but you and Beauty, whoever wins that is 3-2.
Yeah.
That has no bearing on the number of people at 3-2. The other race does.
Yeah, I mean, not my best race tonight, and John did a heck of a job, and that's how it goes. He's a great racer. So really, it's just kind of dependent on what happens next. I'll reiterate what Flurry said whenever he did the group reveal stage. I have no idea how the middle of this bracket's going to go. Lots of amazing racers in our group. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to possibly racing you in the future again. We'll see if I can make it.
Yeah, same. So we'll see what happens. Good luck to everybody.
I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else there, Dave?
No, just GGs and good luck in the play-in if it's forced.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Tybalt and Dave for doing comms, and Ali for doing restream. And was Noob on tracking? I can't see. Was it Noob Tree on tracking? I think it was
Yep.
Noob. Thank you for tracking. Everyone have a good night.
You too.
That'll do it for us tonight. That was a race.
That definitely was a race, but that is not all the free enterprise that we have for you tomorrow at midnight Eastern. So another late night race here. We have the Professor LQ Flurry 14 against the one, the only X Pancraz.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting race for sure. So be sure to check that back out here again on Free Enterprise. Many other races going on Saturday as well. I mean, let's see here. We've got that's Sunday. Let me look up actually Saturday. I know I saw some others. We've got Boney C versus One Miss at noon. We've got Tall Grant and Arctic Panda sitting there at 2 Eastern. On
Ibon Golden Shocker.
Yeah, Cecil 2 versus Customer Service Loop sitting at 7 Eastern. Again, the Ribon and Golden Shocker at 9 Eastern. And then our final race there at the night of Pancraz versus Flurry. And again, 11 to midnight Eastern. So definitely some more races going on tomorrow. Sure, check out Discord, get those information there for the Khadgar links. But that's it for us tonight. We are all going to be sending you on over to RPG Limit Break. They are currently doing their yearly Final Fantasy Relay Race. These are all vanilla speed runs. There's 3 teams. We have Team Mug, Team Tomberry, and Team Chocobo, all racing it out there. Fairly even teams, starting many different Final Fantasies into just a speedrun aspect there. Really nice to see all the different Final Fantasies.
As of right now, they are right at the start of Final Fantasy 2. 2 of them are Team Chocobo is currently fighting a bird in 9.
No, I've definitely seen these these races here in the relay just go back and forth all the time. So it's always a great watch. Have a good night, everybody. Hope to see you back here next time.